Welcome to the channel. This is Emblem and we are here with the legendary Yuri summoning session. Now our goals for tonight is we want to get a Yuri and we would like to get some Asker merges as well. Or mind picking up some Goto merges or like even an Emblem merge or whatever else. Yuri and Asker are definitely the main thing I'm going after. So we're going to be summoning colors and red. Let's go ahead and jump in. That's a pretty good start. I'll just take this, right? So things I want to discuss before we get into questions is attack speed Hexblade. I do think this A slot is going to be pretty good. Adaptive damage is something you just cannot underestimate typically, right? We've seen it with Valencia Pala, and it's really, really strong. So I do think I am interested in seeing what I could do with that. Like maybe giving that to Legendary Alm, I think would be really fun. But then, you know, I have to kill a Yuri, so it's kind of questionable at the moment. Maybe in the future. We also got its inheritance restrictions, and it is only inheritable by like physical infantry units, so like mages can't use it, right? And also beast and dragons can't use it, which kind of sucks. I feel like they should at least allow beast to use it, you know, give them a little bit more flexibility. But unfortunately, it's pretty limited, so we won't get to use it on too many people, which is good in some ways, right? I don't want to run into like adaptive damage Brave Self. I think that would be kind of scary. But at the same time, I wish it was a little bit more flexible. Other than that, I think we did get Yuri's stat line, which we already had, but now we know that he has super boons in attack and speed, which is not really, you know, unprecedented, kind of expected to be honest. So he is a very powerful offensive stat line. We're skipping this blue because blue is trash. And yeah, other than that, I have saw a lot of talk about Yuri being not very good. I got some like comments too, like people were saying like, oh, he's got kind of underwhelmed by him. I can see why. He can't run Times Pulse, which is a big deal when you're trying to go for big specials. But at the same time, he has a lot of things going for him, right? I think people are kind of sleeping on 20% true damage based off speed, which is really, really, really strong. Like we've seen that before on Katie and Lynn, like just recently, and it's really good, especially with AoEs. And the other thing is like offensive no follow built. Hey, let's go, Emblem. I am happy. I'll definitely take that. Nice, nice, nice. She's back. It's been so many months, it feels like, since Emblem finally was premiered, and she's finally back. So that's cool. But yeah, so offensive no follow-up is really good. I think that's one of the things that people like forget that base Yuri kind of struggled with, was that you kind of had to give him a no follow-up buff, or you had to run no follow-up in his B slot, because a lot of times he would miss kills because he just couldn't double through some of the save units who had fault denial, right? So having that is really nice because it does open up his B slot. And one of the things about like some of the more powerful nukes we have in the meta, like let's say Brave Self, is that they have open B slots. And flexible B slots are really nice because it lets you run lots of different builds, but it also lets you run speed checks, right? We've seen this with Brave Self, obviously having low speed defense allows him to just be really difficult to outspeed. And the same can be said with Legendary Shez having Seal Speed 4, right? Just gives you a big speed advantage, which is really good in today's meta. So I think that's something big he has going for him as well. I think the things that I'm most disappointed about, even more so than like the C slot being taken up, is like the lack of tempo. I think tempo on Legendary Veronica really puts her in a different category. Just like being able to have a 2 cooldown special with tempo and slaying. Oh my god, yes. Let's go. Ooh, Asker and Emblem back to back. Nice. Oh, that's so good. This is going amazingly. It doesn't really matter what his IV is. We're going to just merge him up. But, whew, nice. Yeah, I think that's like the one thing that's kind of bothering me is that he doesn't have tempo. You can put tempo in his B slot, obviously. But I think I would prefer to run something like Special Spiral or a lull even. I think it just matters like what team you have him on, right? We'll have to see, but I do think he's going to be very good. I think he's easily going to be one of the better nukes in the game, and I think he'll easily be one of the better legendaries for Arena in particular, though I don't think that really matters much, especially to me. I think basing rankings off of how well something performs in Arena is kind of like whatever, considering, you know, Arena is just such a whale mode at the moment. Like, even with the changes, it's still like, you really want the bonus legendary now, which means like, are you gonna pull the new legendary every single time it gets, you know, released? Not month, but like every other month. It's like some people, yes, like me, right? And then other people will not want to do that. So I think you're kind of in the situation where you'd be better off just like bouncing between tier 20, tier 21, and like always trying to commit resources to Arena. Anyway, that's my spiel. Let's move on. Let's do a couple questions before we get to Spark. The first question we're gonna answer is from Satoshi, a fellow Fae YouTuber, and they want to know if Choose Your Legends came out today, who do you think would be the top 2 male and female winners? Okay, so if Choose Your Legends happened right now, like we got the results, the big thing that would change obviously is that Engage is included. And I think because that Engage is included, there's just no way Engage doesn't win, right? So I think that if I had to choose, I think it would be Diamant and probably male Aleer, maybe. And then on the female side, I think it would be like Ivy and Yunaka, maybe female Aleer. I don't know who would get, maybe Ivy gets knocked out for female Aleer, I don't know. But either way, I just don't see Engage not winning next year. So I assume that they would win right now too, especially because we're in an Engage drought. We haven't gotten a new Engage banner, and it seems like forever, even though it hasn't been that long, really. It's just, I don't know. Like, so I think Engage like automatically sweeps. There's some Wings of Mercy fodder. Always could use some of that. Let's back out here. Okay, our next question will be from Miss NC Fam. What unit would you be most excited to see show up in Hall of Thorns? Oh man, there's a lot of options, right? There's a lot of units I would love to see in the Hall of Thorns so much because I just want to give them a new kit. The problem is that a lot of them I have merged up and I just don't like the ugly blue border. But even so, I think it's worth it, right? For the amount of fodder and stuff you're getting, right? So, some characters I would love to see is like Alencia, Brave Roy again, Shell. Shell would be real, oh man. If they put Shell into Hall of Forms, it would be cancer. It would be so bad. Everyone would have like a super powerful Shell, and she would just rock the meta. It would be so annoying. I think Yune would be really cool, but obviously she's a mythic. Fallen Dimitri would be really, really, really cool. I would love to see Fallen Dimitri because I don't really have that much investment in my Fallen Dimitri, so being able to give him like a full kit and a merge would be really cool. Valoria could be a really good choice. Once again, she's just a really versatile unit, so you could really give her a nice kit for different things. And then if we were able to get other things, like maybe Legendary Roy, if we were able to get legendaries, like if that does end up happening, where we get legendaries in Vault of Heavens, or not in Vault of Heavens, sorry, in Hall of Forms, I think Legendary Roy would be cool, because I really haven't invested in Roy much, but I do like him. Just because, you know, it's Roy. Okay, let's keep... Ooh, ooh, ooh! Nice! That's a really good 4-star special rate. I love that. That's a merge for Tiburn. Tiburn's one of my favorite Tellius characters. I love him so much. And unfortunately, I had to kill him a ton when he came out because of Steady Impact fodder. Like, it was just so good when it came out, like I had to do it, which sucked. But I've been merging him up now since, you know, Steady Impact is not as good as it once was. Okay, let's back out here. Let's do another question. This one's gonna be from Arata Shizunai. What's your favorite refined and Fire Emblem heroes? Mine is Byleth. That's a really difficult question. I was forced to pick only one. I think I would choose Brave Ike, and it's because Brave Ike's Refined kind of just gave him life in Fae, right? Before that, he was like a pretty weird unit, wasn't really great in any way, really didn't function the way he was supposed to. He's supposed to be like a Reinhardt counter, but then he didn't really perform it very well because just the counter ruined how it would work, the interaction of his weapon. So I feel like his Refine really just made him into one of the best units in the game, probably the best unit in the game at the moment of his Refine, which made him just so cool, and like having Ike be one of the best characters in the entire game just feels really nice. So I was really happy about that. Some other Refines I really love though would be the other Choose Your Legends male Refines, right? So like Brave Hector, obviously, Brave Alm. Ooh, this circle's bad. Brave Alm, Brave Dimitri is another situation like Brave Ike where he went from like being useless pretty much to amazing. And then of course, like, you know, other favorites like Altina, Alm, Legendary Alm, and like Mufasa, right? And then Yuna actually had a really good refine too, because she went from being crap to amazing. The problem with Yoon though is I kind of like have a love-hate relationship with her. Like if I'm fighting against her, I hate her, but if I'm using her, then I love her. So it's kind of where I'm at with her refine at least. But yeah, it's a great question. I'd love to know what everybody else's favorite refine is. So drop a comment down below, let me know. Because I think refines are like one of the best parts of Faye. Just getting to like have one of those old characters like get a second chance essentially. I'd love to hear what everyone has to think about that. Okay, let's do another one. This one's from one fan. What's your thoughts on the possibility of adding Infernal maps to the story and paralogs? And what rewards would they give? Even as Lunatic is far too easy now with all these busted units we have. That's true. Personally, I would be a fan of that, absolutely. I think getting more difficulties on maps would be nice. And I think it would be a great way to give out extra resources, right? So what I would love is if they did add those kind of maps, they would give out resources that new players needed. So if you're a new player, you are like desperate for like sacred coins, refining stones, and dragon flowers, I guess too, right? Dragon flowers are just good for everybody, I guess. But like if they could do that, where they put out an Infernal map and it gives like 10 sacred coins or 10 refining stones or 10 dragon flowers, I think that would be awesome. So hopefully they do something like that in the future. I don't know what they would do. Maybe they don't have to. Maybe they just add more maps per like chapter, and they can give out more resources that people need. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. What do we got here? We got George. Okay. Our pity's actually at pretty high now. We're at 10%. We did really well in the beginning, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it has gone a bit high. Okay, this question's gonna be from Professor Toad. Do you play Smash and what is your main? Okay, so I play Smash, but like very, very casually. I only really play with one group of friends I have. We were like my friends from high school. So when I'm hanging out with them, I'll play Smash. But who I will play, my main is Cloud. You know, I love Final Fantasy VII, and I love how Cloud plays in Smash. So Cloud is my favorite. I also play Roy, Adult Link, Young Link, Sephiroth, Ike, and Chrom. That's kind of the characters I usually typically play. Pretty much all sword users. But yeah, Cloud's definitely my favorite character. I have a ton of fun playing with him. And I really like his playstyle. Okay, this question's gonna be from Aerosenin789. I got another one. Since legendary units start getting around Gen 2, do you think those units will be able to get resplendent? Yes! Let's go! Oh, thank you. Thank you for the luck. Oh my gosh, yes. So good. I cannot believe we actually got 2 Askers. That's crazy. Speed Ivy. Anyway, back to the question. Do you think those units will be able to get resplendent outfits? Personally, I'd love to see my boys, Legendary Mark and Legendary Hector, get 2 extra stat points, even though I already love both their art designs. Yeah, I would absolutely love to see old legendaries get resplendent. I think that would be so cool. I'm kind of in the same boat though, where I really love the art of characters like Legendary Ike or Legendary Hector. I don't think I'd use the new art even if it was really good. Maybe for a little while. But I would love the extra stats on them. So like Legendary Ike in particular definitely needs the help. So if they could give him a resplendent, that'd be really cool. I think people will get mad though because there's so many Ike. Yes! Aerosading, you have brought the luck. Oh my gosh, that question. Let's go. Good IB? Neutral. Okay, that's completely fine. Completely fine. Nice. Go here. Yeah, I wish I could get a little bit more help. That'd be really nice. Oh my god. Wow, this summoning session's insane. Holy crap. We just got another Emblem. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Let's do one more question. And then we're gonna go to Spark. We'll be done. This one's gonna be from Kang Frast. Random question, but any discussion is good discussion for summoning videos, right? That's correct. Anyways, have you ever watched any Mobile Suit Gundam series? If so, which is your favorite? What is your favorite mech from said series? Personally, I really like Zeta Gundam, and my favorite suit is the Yakushiki. I have watched Gundam. I absolutely love Gundam. Gundam is one of my favorite anime series of all time. I've been watching Gundam since I was a kid. I still watch Gundam now. I love Gundam so much. I started watching with Gundam Wing, and Gundam Wing is still probably my favorite series just because of nostalgia reasons. It just has a special place in my heart. My favorite Gundam is probably Wing Zero. though I really like Heavy Arms Custom from the movie. I think that Gundam is really, really cool. I absolutely love that. And I pretty much like just, I think it was a couple of years ago, maybe I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I had a Gundam year. Yeah, we're going in the Spark. And I just watched all the Gundams from the beginning of the Gundam series, from like the original Gundam from the 80s up to like the newer Gundams. Well, I tried to, I didn't watch all of them. I got through a lot though. So yeah, I love Gundam. Okay, for the Spark. I think I'm gonna go with Yuri here, and the reason for that is that Asker's actually coming back in June with Femortis, and my Femortis is +8, so I have to finish him. So I'm probably gonna go pretty deep into colorless anyway. So I'll probably pick up maybe Asker merges there as well. So we'll see. We'll get the Yuri here. Always nice to have a +1 in my opinion. That way you can ascend their traits and you don't have to have a Bane, right? We're gonna grab Yuri. Very, very nice. And we're gonna exit out. And man, what a summoning session. That was an insane summoning session. Got more than I ever imagined in the small amount of orbs I actually spent. Very, very happy with the results. But now I'd love to hear from you. How did your summoning session go if you did summon? And if you were summoning, who were you summoning for? Were you going for Yuri? Maybe going for Emblem because she finally got her rerun? Or maybe going for somebody else because there are a lot of good mythics here actually. And I think colorless and red is an amazing share. Make sure to drop a comment down below letting me know. Once again, I'd like to thank my members for all their support. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. This has been Oblivion. I'll catch you all later.